7 o'clock for the November 21st board meeting of the Batavia Park Board of Commissioners. Shelley, please call the roll.
Riley.
Here.
Dorsey.
Here.
Tillman.
Here.
Gray.
Here.
Callahan.
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Any items to be added, removed, or changed on the agenda?
There are not.
There are not, okay. So, having a set agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, or establish the consent agenda as follows. Approve the meeting minutes for the regular board meeting of October 17th, 2017. Approval of the special board meeting of November 1st, 2017. Approval of the executive session of November 1st, 2017. Approval of the paid expenditures. Expense approval report, investment summary, income statement, and purchases.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Dorsey. Any further discussion? Shelley, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Dorsey.
Aye.
Riley.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as established.
So moved.
Second.
Rock, paper,
Motion by
scissors.
Tillman, second by Gray. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is item number 7, matters from the commissioners. Anybody wishing to address the, or make any statements tonight?
I just want to acknowledge, Allison, you may say it a little bit later, but the Batavia Park District was named one of the top places to work, and I attended a terrific, I guess, reception awards presentation. So Katie and Dean and Allison went down to Chicago to Soldier Field, and it was a great presentation. They called their name out in front of, it could have been, I don't know how many people, like 700
Millions.
people.
Millions.
And we gave a mighty cheer, and we were even acknowledged by the moderator how loud we were for the more people we were.
Yeah.
But it's a great accomplishment. It's the second year in a row, and it says a lot about the staff. I mean, everybody that's working. Pulling together is not easy to do, and to be recognized 2 years in a row. There's a lot of tough competition down there, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your support.
Yeah.
And for the board's support for, you know, when we bring forward staffing plans and they're in the budget, for supporting that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay, anyone else? All right. The next item on the agenda is correspondence, and I think we had 2 pieces of correspondence. A thank you note from Debbie Trueblood, Executive Director of the Illinois Park and Recreation Association, to Executive Director Niamela, and Director Drum for speaking at the IPRA Leadership Summit. I'm sorry, only 1 piece of correspondence. We'll put that on file. Next item on the agenda is announcements. Katie?
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, I just want to put a friendly reminder out there that the Park District offices will be closed Thursday, November 23rd through Saturday, November 25th in observation of the Thanksgiving holiday. And then also on behalf of all of our staff here and all staff at the Batavia Park District, we wish everyone a warm and happy Thanksgiving. And we also hope that you will kick off the holiday shopping season at our craft market held inside the City Council chambers from 4 to 7 p.m. during the Celebration of Lights Festival this Sunday, November 26th. You can browse a number of craft vendors, enter to win raffles, and new this year we will have a kids' craft table, and you can definitely find a perfect gift for your loved ones. We hope you'll experience all the magic at this year's Celebration of Lights Festival, which is also November 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. You can enjoy a performance by the Batavia Community Band. There'll be free hay rides, roasted chestnuts, a holiday craft market, a community sing-along, and much more. And definitely don't forget to stick around to meet Santa Claus and for our ceremonial tree lighting. The festival is presented in cooperation with the Park District, Main Street, Batavia Chamber of Commerce, the City of Batavia, and the Batavia Police Department. And Santa Claus is coming to town on Saturday, December 2nd at 8:30 a.m. for our annual Breakfast with Santa Claus. You can visit with the big guy, enjoy a delicious breakfast prepared by the Batavia Lions Club, and then stick around for some family-friendly entertainment. And we hope that all of you will channel your inner Clark Griswold and participate in our holiday house decorating contest. We will be awarding prizes in 4 categories: most original, best theme, best use of lights, and people's choice. All displays will be judged on Wednesday, December 6th between 6 and 9 p.m. Winners will receive a Batavia Park District prize package, and this contest is for Batavia Park District residents only. Addresses of all entries will be published unless otherwise noted. And you can definitely visit the Park District Facebook page starting December 7th through the 14th to vote for your favorite house. The house with the most likes wins. And the registration deadline is Tuesday, December 5th, and there's just a $5 entrance fee. And other than that, if you ever need any more information about our special events or programs, visit bataviaparks.org, or you can give us a call at 630-879-5235. That's it.
Great, thank you very much. So next item on the agenda is staff reports. So we'll start with any updates staff would like to share with the board.
All right. I just wanted to start out by thanking the board for attending our budget retreat on the operating budget at the end of the month. I thought it went really, really well. And I also want to encourage any commentary, any feedback you guys have about the operating budget. Please feel free to send it to Allison and I, and we'll get it addressed right away. We look forward to presenting you with the final budget document at the next budget meeting. And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
Staff wants to send a big thank you for the new copiers. Everyone seems very happy with them. Installation went great, and I've heard nothing but rave reviews. So another successful project. And we are signing up for IPRA and IAPD State Conference. Conference will be held on January 18th, which is a Thursday through the Saturday. Staff is signed up. Reservations have been made, so please, if there's any other arrangements that need to happen, just let us know, and we'll take care of it. That's it for me.
Oh, and there is a change of venue for the hotel as well. The conference will be at the Hilton, but the board and staff are going to be staying at the Marriott,
Yep.
right across the street.
Thank you.
Very good.
Last week, when the Parks Department and the Rec Department and the Administrative Department and the office staff all participated in the setup of Celebration of Lights down on the Riverwalk, we also installed the Peace on Earth. And that is proudly displayed on the pedestrian bridge. And we had tweaked the lights last year, and now they're full LED, and it really makes a difference. So Christmas pictures, anybody?
Looks awesome.
Also wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you.
You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So staff was down settling up for celebration. Oh, you stole that one from me. So my backups. We will be having a spirit cheer team this year. Brittany got 11 participants, so cheer is going. Yay us. Our tween nights are booming. We had 109 last month. We had 74 this past Friday. So we're somewhere between 70 and 100. Lots of 4th, 5th, and 6th graders running all over the place over at the east side. It's a lot of fun to see. And then you guys probably have heard this, but the Batavia football program is going to be playing at state. We reached out to them.
Maybe once or twice we've heard it.
We reached out to I reached out to Dave Andrews to see if they would be interested in being recognized or attending the Celebration of Lights. It's kind of a tough time seeing how it would be less than a 24-hour turnover time. So the invitation was sent out. He doesn't think they'll be able to pull it together, but I told him, give me a call on Sunday if you have to, and we'll find a way to squeeze you in there. It'll be very last minute. It'll be on the fly, but we'll make it work. So if you know, whatever happens, happens, and if they want to come out, I'm sure we'll recognize them one way or the other.
Excellent.
So I've got a handful of announcements. The marketing staff worked closely with the technology committee, and we're very excited to announce that the mobile web track is live now as of last Monday. So all of our participants can now use their mobile or tablet devices to register for programs. And this is actually a roughly an average about 61% of our residents' preferred method of communication. So this will be a wonderful customer service to them. And with that, we'll be doing a rec track upgrade, and some features that are going to be part of that upgrade that we're pretty excited about is that we do district e-blasts. You may have received some of them if you sign up for our programs. They're very text heavy and text only and not very visually appealing. Well, with this new upgrade, we can actually add in photographs or graphics. So they'll be much more visually appealing. But also there will be a feature where if you say you sign up for a program, if you hover over that program, a little new window will pop up with other program suggestions. So say you have a 5-year-old, or might be who's into cooking, we can suggest a few other programs that are similar to that. So I'm pretty excited to be rolling that out probably in the next couple of weeks or so. And then Aaron brought up conference. Well, marketing also participates in the annual agency showcase competition at conference, which Tom, just so you're familiar with what that is, it's a marketing competition across the state of Illinois. And we compete in different categories. We'll be doing in the 4 categories this year, which is there's only full or 4 is the option. And one of the projects we definitely are going to be featuring is the new flags at the South Riverwalk Plaza as part of a large format marketing competition. So pretty excited about that. And just working on all the holiday promotions, and that's about it.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update. Board, any comments on staff reports?
I have a couple. First, the cheer program, really excited that's back. Is that the same age group as like the little ones, right?
Elementary.
Little, can you give me a number for little ones?
3rd and 4th?
There is 4th, 5th, and 6th-ish. It's kind of basically like
Yeah. So, okay, so the reason I brought it is when we had the cheer program before, it was very well received for them to go cheer at our other events, like the little basketball programs, the boys and girls basketball programs during halftime of those games. Very well received. I'm excited to have that back, and just a thought to. Also, I like to comment on Eric's tips. He puts tips in our packet that you guys don't see, but they're always like excellent tips. Pam or WD-40 in your snowblower chute keeps the snow from sticking, and it does work. So, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Good. All right. Anyone else? All right. So next item is Executive Director's Report.
All right. Lights, camera, action.
One second. Magic is about
Oh, that's not quite my report.
Wait, we're getting
It's getting there.
It's going to be a star and not even know it.
And again, for the viewing audience at home, that is not one of our parks. Tiny lines like that.
Yes.
Welcome to my Executive Director's Report. Next. So, hey, at the Park District, we work hard, so we play hard. So the Activities Committee, which is chaired by Katie Drum, held a Halloween luncheon, and everybody brought a dish to pass, and Saturday Night Live was the theme, just in case you're wondering what are you dressed as.
No, Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Who is
Yes.
Father Guido Sarducci?
Yeah,
Even-
who is Father Guido, sir?
Amy Sorrow, our new Human Resources Manager, of whom I will introduce you to right after my report. It was her second day on the job, and she dressed as the Bumblebee
Okay.
with Miriam, who's our graphic designer. So it was nice to see even the newbies, and then of course you've got a lot of
Oh, I see what
longevity
you did
there as well. Everybody gets
With
into it.
The newbies, I see what you did there.
You saw that?
Yeah.
New bees, bees,
yeah.
get it? All right. So yes, which, we like to have fun at the Park District, and that's probably why we are a top workplace by the Chicago Tribune. What was ironic is that when we first received the program, the night of the awards ceremony, and everything's alphabetical order, simple as pie to be able to find it. When we look down, we see Batavia Park Genius. So we're Batavia Park geniuses, folks. So luckily, Katie Drum found actually the person in charge of the entire event, said, you know what, we appreciate being called a Batavia Park genius, but we want to make sure that for the actual slide presentation in front of the 1,000 or so people that we're listed as Batavia Park District. So then we were.
Yeah, nice.
So again, there were approximately 7,000 organizations that get nominated every year. People get 125,000 employees get surveyed, and then they whittle it down to the top 125. And it is based on the results from the employee engagement surveys. And we do survey, well, we don't actually do it. The outside firm surveys seasonals, part-times, and full-time staff. And this year we had the highest turnout, over, I think it was 117 surveys that were completed. So there were just a handful of people that didn't actually complete the survey. And, but it's also based on culture, so there is a questionnaire that goes out to the Park District. They want to know about, you know, how do we run our staff meetings, what are our core values, what do we do for onboarding, offboarding. So there is kind of a formula to it. And as you can see, we're the only park district in the small employer category, actually mid-sized or large, we're the only park district. There's only one other school district and one other library district. Otherwise, there are no governmental entities listed besides those three. So it's something, especially in this day and age, when there's such, you know, angst against the federal government per se, and state at times too. Being local government, we feel like it's really important for us to be in tune with our community and to be as respectful as possible. And we know it's returned, but we know how important it is to have happy employees. All right. And here it is. Here's the proof. Commissioner Riley, thank you for attending. We really appreciated having you there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And this is Soldier Fields. We actually, they actually wouldn't let us stand on the field. It just looks like we are.
Really?
Yeah.
You're on the edge.
They
Like
superimposed that. But yeah, the groundskeeper apparently had a sniper location, and we were told that we better not. So that's kind of the proof in the pudding. Next. And this is kind of foreshadowing what's coming up next. The Batavia Park District receives we call it the CAFR, but as you can see, it stands for Certificate and Award of Financial Reporting. This is a wonderful, distinguished honor that the Park District receives, and it would not be possible with the help of Tammy LaFleur and Director of Finance Aaron Gold. They are a two-person department, and they have a lot on their work plates. But yet, year after year, and even when Director Cruz, who's in the audience, when she was here, she really got that initiative started. And I think year after year, we just keep hitting that, keep raising the bar. So congratulations to the Batavia Park
Nice
District
work.
and the Finance Department. Great job. Since we're celebrating, this is the time of the year to celebrate, right? We just found out from our Park District Risk Management Agency that we were very successful in our loss control review audit. So we received the overall score of 97.29. So we will be getting a rebate back, a $1,500 rebate, and Paderma jackets, so we need to know what size you want to wear, what size you want. But this is extremely important for those of you watching at home and wondering, what is this? This actually is an audit of our safety practices. And they come out to the Halkori Beach, they monitor pretty much our operations and our policies. Administration, the same thing. Parks Department, Recreation Department. They're physically meeting with each of us at the various locations and going through checklists, going through many different files. They want to know if we're doing the appropriate trainings. And Jim Eby really stepped up to the plate when our Human Resources and Risk Manager left midway through it. And so I want to congratulate Jim for all the hard work that you did.
Thank you.
And Amy came at just the right time where she gets to receive the award.
She's going to help us now take this for the next 4 years.
That's right. Next. Oh, and Katie Drum and I were invited by Debbie Trueblood of IPRA to present at IPRA's first ever multi-state Leadership Summit, and it was in front of other park and recreation associations, the Iowa Park and Rec Association, Kentucky, Indiana, and Michigan. And all their executive directors and their boards, association boards. And so we were the only park district that was invited to speak. So it was just a huge honor and well received, I think. But I wanted to thank Katie for all her work with it.
Awesome. Where was it at?
Lombard, one of the hotels. Totally switching gears. So we go from awards into HVAC units. So this is our Civic Center.
They're all cool.
Yeah, no, very cool. I knew I could count on you, John. Thanks for that transition. So this is the back of our Civic Center, and the crane is getting ready to drop in the HVAC unit.
Place.
Oh, drop, yeah.
Place.
Good call. And so our fitness participants will notice the biggest change, because as you can imagine, we've had some leaking due to our old HVAC unit, in addition to how warm it gets in the gym from an outdated HVAC unit that doesn't work anymore. So our fitness participants will be very happy to see this. Thanks. This weekend we're going to be lighting up the caboose. It was a fundraiser that the Historical Society began, and we really did our best to promote it. Good job with the marketing department. And so literally you could buy a bulb, and it's not too late. Celebration of Lights, we're going to light it up. But not too late to buy a bulb, and we're going to see how bright we can get the caboose. And it's all for the museum expansion project. Next. Peace on Earth. As Eric said, we're up and at it, and this is probably the most heavily photographed area in Batavia, like at least in the last 5 years. Maybe next to the Riverwalk, because the Riverwalk's year-round. So people only have from January or from November through January to take pictures. The lighting, as you know, was added to the letters on the bridge in 2015. The letters in Peace and Earth are 12 feet tall. The letters in the word On are 8 feet. And it takes 3 Park District staff 8 hours to hang the letters. Useless information that.
Where do you keep them? Where do you store them? Top secret? Oh. Cool.
And Craig Fultos, local businessman, it was really his concept, and he came to the Park District back in 2008 and approached the park board and said, I've got some letters that I can volunteer to put up. Wow. And he just said, I need to know if I can hang these. And we said, whoa, 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 we can hang them. Let us. And now we have a formal agreement with him. And actually, the lighting was just last year, so.
That's great.
New and improved.
Could use a little more of that.
And next, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
That's Rep. Oh, no, it's not. I need to introduce our Human Resources and Risk Manager, but the lights can come on. Sorry.
We can only introduce her in the dark, unfortunately.
Amy Sorrow. And Amy, this is her 4th week with us. She has an MBA from Keller. And we're really pleased to have her. She also has 8 years experience in human resources working at DeVry University. So she's worked in many different capacities there, and we couldn't be more pleased to have you on board. And I'll let you say a few things that you'd like to say.
Thank you. Yes, it's my 4th week, and I feel like all of you have been so supportive and allowed me to kind of hit the ground and running, and heard wonderful things about all of you, so it's a pleasure to finally meet you and attend this meeting tonight. But yes, I worked for DeVry Education Group for the last 9 years, and learned all about the university life, worked with our international students and colleagues, out-of-state colleagues and local colleagues. So this is a great transition for me. Obtained my MBA and graduate certificate in business management, and then my undergrad was in HR management. So hoping to bring a lot to the organization and learn from all of you. And just a little bit about me, I grew up in the Naperville area. I've been a resident since 3rd grade, so quite some time, and been a part of the Batavia resources, so I'm really excited to be a part of this. So, and again, it's a huge achievement to win or be nominated for year 2 as one of the top workplaces, so that really speaks volumes, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. Okay, so next item on the agenda is 12A, Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. Who wants to announce this, or is Rita, you going to take care of this?
Yep. I think you got rid of me and I keep on coming back somehow, some way. I'm
Hey, we
always
didn't get
here.
rid of you.
Okay, I agree with that. I do keep
Aaron's
coming back.
grateful, but we didn't get rid of you.
I do keep coming back though every year. Part of my job as a GFOA representative is to come out and present awards as needed. I do this all the time now. It's a fun little gig. You get to see people that you haven't seen in a year now, and also just get to travel out of the communities to see, how people do other things. So this is a great event. I love doing this every year. So I'm here tonight to be on the behalf of the Government Finance Officers Association to present the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the Batavia Park District. The Certificate of Achievement program has been in operation since 1946. The purpose of this program is to encourage and assist governments to prepare financial reports of the highest quality for the benefit of citizens and other parties with the vital interest in the government's finances. The program has gained widespread recognition as a premier indicator of excellence in governmental accounting and financial reporting. To earn the Certificate of Achievement for excellence in financial reporting, the Park District had to substantially conform to the program's demanding criteria, which go well beyond the minimum requirement of the generally accepted accounting principles. The program participants submit a copy of their CAFR, which you saw earlier, to the Certificate of Achievement program for an in-depth review and evaluation. The review and evaluation is performed by 2 members selected from an impartial panel of government finance officers, independent certified accountants, educators, and others with specialized experience and expertise in government accounting and financial reporting. The reports are also reviewed and evaluated by members of the GFOA professional staff. Only those reports that are judged by all reviewers that have substantially met the program's criteria are awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Financial Excellence in Financial Reporting. The receipt of this award reflects the professionalism and commitment of numerous individuals as well as many hours of hard work. This also reflects a high degree of dedication and leadership on behalf of the Park Board. The Government Finance Officers Association hopes that this award to the Batavia Park District will serve as an example and encouragement of others to strive for the same high standards in their own financial report. Therefore, it is my privilege on behalf of the Government Finance Officers Association to present the award to Aaron Gold, Director of Finance, and Tammy LaFleur, the Certificate of Achievement in Excellence in Financial Reporting as of December 31st, 2016.
Speech.
Let's go.
Academy Award in that?
I know, Katie. Come
Do you have your
on.
phone?
Facebook.
Well, first I want to thank you, Rita. You make this way more special, just that you're here and doing this for us and setting it up so we can knock it out of the park. So it's always special to see you again as well. And then I have to say my thank yous. It would not be possible to be as transparent as we are if the staff didn't work as hard as they did. So for all the hoops that you think you have to jump through, it really does make a difference, and we're providing vital information to the public, and it's a really essential service. So thank you to all the staff. And finally, no, not finally, I think I'm going to throw Sikich in there. Our auditors, they do a really great job, and they really help support us and make sure our business is running. They provide great insight to us. And finally, the most important thank you is to Tammy, because she keeps the machine running. So, thank you.
We do have a camera of some sort.
So
Oh, do it again, do it again.
all right, so this is our how many
Oh,
years
Rita,
we-
do you remember what year you were the first to receive it? Was that 13?
Came in 13, that was when we were at 4:30.
So 14?
Not at 12:31. So I'll say probably 5 or 6.
So 5 or 6 years. So I guess I just want to say on behalf of the board how proud we are of the staff And in particular, there is one common denominator to all this, even though the chair at the top has changed, and that's the young lady standing in the back of the room. So thank you very much, Tammy. Very, very much for all your work. But we really are proud because, you know, this district has grown up, and grown up in many, many ways. Internally and externally, our community demands more of us. They want more from us. They want to see more from us. And I think that this is a reflection on kind of, you know, where I started as I sit in this chair and the confidence that I now feel in our ability to represent our finances and being able to defend and convey that information in a transparent manner. So I want to thank both of you very, very much, and congratulations again. Thank you. You're welcome.
Super proud of you. Great job, guys.
Great to see you, Rita.
Good to see you too. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, Tammy.
Great to see you.
Hi, Tammy.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is 12B, the award of the contract, managed access system for the Civic Center and the Peg Bond Center. Who's taking this one?
Director Gold is going to drive.
All right, no problem at all. This was a great vision and collaboration from the Technology Committee and supported through the budget process. Managed access security system has multiple benefits. The first benefit is we're really looking to fully automate the renter process. We want the facility to open and close on a scheduled time based off of our renters' needs. We're looking to do things with the HVAC to automate controls, kicking on heat, and getting things ready, so we can really cut back on staff time. So make life easier for staff and make it better for the renter. At the same time, this goes to managed access for the employee as well, granting privileged access to areas with either personally private information or cash handling. This project covers the deployment at Peg Bond Center and the Civic Center, and we're really excited about it. We got a demo from Convergent Technology on their web-based platform, and it's just truly scalable. Video surveillance is something that they work with at numerous clients, so it's something we can look up to. And hopefully, with the successful implementation in December, we can roll it out to other facilities in the 18 budget at the Eastside Community Center, at the Lodge, and really just get rid of the keys. That's our hope and goal. So can I entertain any questions?
Yeah. When we first talked about this, I was really concerned about the security of an open building. And I know that this is scalable up to video. Are we making sure that that's still on our course to put those there? Because for those of you who don't know what this is, it's a technology that will allow our staff to unlock the doors remotely at a certain time for somebody who's renting that facility. But what happens if somebody's late? What happens if somebody, we're just not, you know, we didn't show up? Now you have an open building that anybody can walk into, and we have no video surveillance to see what happens if something happens. So I just want to make sure that we're staying on task with an ask that we make sure we monitor these buildings eventually with some sort of video.
We're really excited about this project, and that it is scalable in that direction. I think we're going to take an approach where we're going to get the policy ironed out first, and then the actual implementation should be agreed.
Well, and video was going to be phased in.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Let's stay on task with that and not walk away from it.
It's not 2018, but it may be 2018.
That's fine. That's fine.
You'll still be on the board then, too.
Yes, I will.
Dirk, I actually put it under presentations. I should have put it under new business. I don't know why. Is there an issue with the board approving this contract, even though it's under presentations?
No, you have to get rid of it. I didn't know this the word contract as well.
Okay, good deal.
Any other comments, questions? All right, so I entertain a motion to award the contract for the purchase and installation of a managed access security system for the Peg Bond Center and the Civic Center to Convergent Technologies in the amount of $29,984.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion? Shelley, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye.
Riley?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye, motion carries.
Music to our ears, thank you.
You're
It's going
welcome.
to be a fun project.
Nice job. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is 12C, Community Needs Assessment Summary, Acuity Research and Insights Presentation.
Yes, I would like to introduce to the board, or welcome back, Jeff Andresen from Acuity Research and Insights Incorporated. And Jeff is going to give us a presentation based on the initial top-line results. And he will be back in December for the full summary. But tonight I would like to welcome you and let you take over.
Great to be back. Hi, everybody. As Allison said, I'm going to present at a very high level the overall results from the community survey. Do
Would
you
you
want me to
like
run
the
it?
mouse to control the slide?
So you'll remember that these are, this survey was done after we had conducted a number of focus groups with residents in the community and used the input from those focus groups to help us identify some of the topics that we wanted to test in the community-wide survey. We sent invitations to complete the survey either online, by mail, or by phone to every household in the Batavia Park District. So everybody had the opportunity to respond, and after the first wave of responses, we sent a reminder to those who didn't respond. So everybody had at least 2 opportunities to respond to the survey. Our goal was to complete a minimum of 600, receive a minimum of 600 respondents. We had a very good return where we actually received completions from over 760 respondents. So we kept the field period open an extra week and a half because the returns were still coming in at a pretty good pace. So we decided to try and maximize as many of those as we could to include them in the analysis. The other thing is we can provide the district with the link to the web survey. So if you want to put that on your website and invite people who didn't participate in the random sample survey to still provide feedback, they can certainly do so moving forward. So I'm going to walk through this document, which I believe all of you should have. This has the overall findings for every question that we have that we asked in the survey. As Allison said, in December we'll be coming back to present the full report, which will include all of the key insights that we have on every question, how residents from different parts of the district, different age groups, those with and without children, long-term, short-term residents, if they have different opinions or different priorities, we'll be identifying those in the full analysis in the report. So as I mentioned, 761 households participated in the survey. Most of them did it online, followed by mail and only a couple of phone interviews. The data collection period was basically all of October and about a week into November. And then we looked at the demographics that people provided us from those 761 interviews and compared it to census data for the Park District and weighted our sample to make sure that it was in line with census data by the age, gender, location, race and ethnicity, and the presence of children in the household under the age of 18 to make sure that our sample is representative of the entire community. And here's the distribution of the survey respondents represented by the dots and the regions that we set up to make sure that we had a good distribution across different regions. If those regions don't align with how you envision the district, we can certainly adjust our definition of regions in the analysis to make sure it aligns with how you see the district. So again, I'm going to walk through this, but I've got some slides to help convey some of the key findings. One of the first questions that we asked was to have people rate or give their overall opinion on a 0 through 10 scale of different agencies, including the Park District, along with local village or city governments, from residents across the district, the school district, and county government. The distribution of the scores in red show the percent who have a negative opinion of each agency, all the way to the right, the dark green, those who hold those agencies in the highest regard, scores of 9 or 10 on a 0 to 10 scale. And you can see that the Park District and the school district clearly get the most favorable ratings of the agencies that we tested, almost identical to one another. And specifically for the Park District, you have a majority of residents giving you ratings of 8 or higher on a 0 to 10 scale. Very strong scores, very positive, very positive scores. We also asked immediately after that some open-ended questions about what they like most about the Park District and what they think your strengths are. 2 areas really came up most often, the programs and events that you provide, especially youth programs, and just the broad range and variety of programs that you offered. Those were mentioned by 53% of the residents. And then 42% also mentioned something about the parks, especially how well maintained and kept up they are, the trails, and just the variety of parks in general. It's important to note that occasionally we'll get some people in these surveys when we ask, what do you like most about the Park District? And they say, there's absolutely nothing I like about the Park District. We didn't have anybody in Batavia giving that response, so some more good news there. Likewise, we asked them in an open-ended question what they like least about the Park District, or what they think the biggest improvements are. And it was really a pretty even distribution across different topics. 34% said something about facilities, most often about the need for a rec or a fitness center, some facilities that could be better maintained or seem outdated, and then comments about the pools, the need for an indoor pool or improvements to the all quarry. About a quarter of the people mentioned something about parks and playgrounds, again, wanting more or better maintained trails and paths came up most often in that category, followed by comments about some parks that did not seem to be as well maintained as they felt they should be. About a fifth of people said something about communications or staff or just general administrative issues regarding the district. Again, those were very scattered. And then it trailed off in other areas from there, programs, accessibility. And only 11% mentioned a dislike regarding costs or program fees. So again, not a very high amount. And on this question, a quarter of the residents said, I can't think of anything negative about the Park District. So again, that was another reflection of those high esteem scores. When we informed them that about 6% of the property taxes goes to the Park District, and thinking about the programs, facilities, services, and parks that you offer, we asked them to rate the value that represents on a 0 to 10 scale. And we'll dig into this a lot more. Your average score on that 0 to 10 scale is 6.5, which I would describe as good, certainly not great. And there's a significant number of people, 37% of the residents said they felt that it represents an average or poor value. And so there's some insight there that we need to pull out to understand why they feel so strongly about what you provide, but why the value that you represent isn't at those same levels as their overall. We also asked residents to tell us which parks and facilities they have visited, they or someone in their household have visited in the past year. The Riverwalk clearly comes up most often. Virtually everybody said that someone in their family has been on the Riverwalk in the past year. About half of the residents said they've been to Engstrom. A little over a third have been to All Quarry Beach or Peg Bond. And then beyond those four, it was fairly spread out. About a quarter or fifth of people mentioned most of the other parks and facilities that we mentioned. When we asked them then to tell us which were their top 3 favorite, it was primarily those same parks and facilities. The Riverwalk, virtually everybody ranked that in their top 3. Paul Quarry Beach, Engstrom Family Park rounded out the mix of the top 3. And then when we asked people who had been to your parks and facilities to rate their overall satisfaction with those on a number of area zero level experience, the cleanliness and maintenance of those parks and facilities, safety and accessibility. The satisfaction scores are even higher than the overall state ratings. Here you're getting average ratings in the low to mid 8s, and you have a majority almost giving you almost perfect scores of 9 and 10, certainly on safety and accessibility to those parks and facilities. No more than 4% are unhappy with these properties on any level. So again, very good scores and well earned. I'm going to come back to that a little bit later. For the few people who said they haven't been to any park or facility in the past year, we asked why not. And the two or three things that came up most often were the things that we heard in the focus groups. My kids are grown, or I don't have any children. So why would I ever go to a park or a park district facility? There's that clear perception, and again, we heard it in the focus groups, that people are very involved, especially if they have small children, but once the kids are older or out of the house, their connection to the park district kind of goes away. And so that's a huge opportunity for the park district to promote the programs, the facilities, the activities that you have for all ages, not just families and not just young children as well. Then we started getting into some of the need assessment questions. And first we asked about outdoor facilities and asked residents to indicate which outdoor or recreational facilities their household is interested in, needs, wants, uses, and not surprisingly, trails. Everybody loves trails, and everybody loves open space. And then beyond that, it really dropped off. You had about a third of the household saying they had an interest in seeing exercise stations along those outdoor trails. About a quarter of the people mentioned tennis courts, ball fields, seeing a dog park on the east side of Batavia would be of interest to them. And then it dropped off from there in terms of the level of demand for those outdoor facilities. We asked some other questions about how well those needs are being met. And if you turn to this document very quickly, to page 7, we asked how well those needs are being met on a 1 to 5 scale. Now there's a lot of data here, and when we do our full analysis, we'll plot the demand versus the supply so we can see where the gaps are the largest. But as you read through these types of questions on page 7 that continue on page 8, I would suggest as a shorthand to look at the mean rating at the very bottom. On a 1 to 5 scale, anything below a 3 suggests that the demand is not being met. Anything above a 3, around a 4 or so, suggests that the demand is being met very well. And what you'll see on page 7, item E, the trails, outdoor trails that people are so interested in and really want, feel like they're in really pretty good supply, and their demand is being met. Same with open space. 69% of those who said, yes, we're interested and we want to see more open space feel, yeah, we've got quite a bit here. We're pretty happy with what we have. And again, we're asking them to tell us these things, whether these amenities are provided by the park district or anybody else. So these aren't specifically park district trails. It could be forest preserve trails. It could be any trail. In general, for most of the outdoor amenities that we tested, most of them came up in were shown to be in fairly good supply or meeting the residents' needs. The exception, a dog park on the east side of Batavia, community garden plots, and exercise stations along those trails. And you'll remember from the graph that I showed earlier that really the exercise stations was had the greatest interest of those where the demand was perhaps falling short. And then, so again, we'll when we present the final results, those gaps will be much more clear. But then when we ask finally If there's one of those improvements that you think should be the top priority for the Batavia Park District, which one should it be? And again, not surprisingly, trails. So here's what people are telling you. We use trails, we want trails, we like trails. We got plenty of trails already around here. We think it's terrific. And the one thing we want more of is trails. You will never satisfy the demand for trails.
And you did predict that.
I have my running offer. When I don't see that, the research is free. It's a safe bet. Then we asked the same series of questions about indoor facilities, and this becomes a lot more interesting. First, we asked the same question: does your household have an interest, need, or currently use for these various indoor facilities? And just over half said yes to an indoor track, yes to a fitness center, and yes to an indoor open pool, essentially. Nearly half also said we'd be interested in an indoor pool that allowed for lap swimming, and nearly as many, 38%, expressed an interest for fitness program space, fitness space. And then around a third, between a quarter and a third, are interested in gym courts, an indoor water or splash park, and an indoor walk therapy pool. When we look at the results then for how well these indoor facilities are being met, those average ratings are much lower than they were for the outdoor facilities. In fact, from what I've been able to see, no more than 20% of residents said that any of these items are being completely or mostly met currently. And usually it's in the single digits. And again, we ask this whether they're being provided by the Park District or any other source. It could be a private health club, it could be a YMCA, it could be a country club, it could be another Park District facility nearby that they're using. So when we do the final analysis, the gaps will be much more clear for the indoor facilities. And then when we wrap up and ask if the Park District were to focus on just one of these improvements, which one should it focus on? In a quarter of out of a list of about 10 items, a quarter of the people said it should be an indoor pool. Followed by a fitness center, followed by an indoor track, and then related to the first response by a lab pool. We do this because you'll remember that first question. A lot of people said, "Yeah, I want a lot of these things." Well, at a certain point, you have to say, "Well, we can't provide everything." So, where do the priorities really lie? And again, when we do the full analysis, we'll be able to profile which types of residents are looking for indoor water versus which types of residents are looking for program space or gym courts or whatever it might be. We asked about programs that people participate in and events that the Park District puts on. The ones that come up most often are in the full report, and then when we ask the program and event attendees their overall satisfaction, again, very strong scores. Not quite as high as the parks and the facilities, but still very positive. 42% giving almost perfect ratings on the program and event experience that they have in the park. And then we asked the same series of questions to get a needs assessment on the programs that you provide. Half of the residents said that they're interested or currently use fitness and exercise programs. 44% are interested in activities on the Fox River. That was characterized as kayak and or paddleboard lessons and rentals and so on. A third, non-athletic adult programs, and then just beyond that, athletics and sports for adults 18 and older. So this starts tying back to what we were hearing in the focus groups and what we were seeing among the non-users as to what they're interested in. And you can see of the 4 items that come up as having the highest demand, 2 of them are very specific to adult programming. Looking at how well those are being met currently, whether from the Park District or other sources. The lowest ratings, meaning the biggest gaps falling short of demand, are on those non-athletic adult programs, athletic sports for adults 18 and older, and programs for active adults and seniors ages 60 plus. Likewise, lower scores for the Fox River activities, pet programs, and programs for middle school students. So those are the things that you'll see in the gap analysis when we provide that. Then when we ask them which one program is the highest priority, the river activities jump to the top. So I'm sure we're going to see a very clear profile of people who are very interested in the kinds of activities that can be focused on the Fox River. Followed very closely by fitness and exercise programs, and then it really drops from there. But again, you can see that adult programs and programs for active adults come up, and then another 5% further down are most interested in sports programs for adults as well. Any questions so far? Any surprises? I'll get to that slide. We also very quickly asked questions about satisfaction with the Park District staff that people have experienced when they've called, visited, or interacted with staff. Again, very positive ratings, 47% give you scores of 9 or 10 on a 0 through 10 scale. We asked a number of questions of those who've been to the Hall 40 Beach recently about their satisfaction. And one of the highest ratings you get in the survey is for the overall safety and the lifeguards at the 40 Beach. And I remember when I was here earlier, they had been recognized, the lifeguards in the training program had been recognized. So that message is clearly, it's either getting out to the community or they're seeing it when they go to the facility. Not surprisingly, the facility gets the lowest ratings on the water quality and the water temperature especially. But in terms of overall value, in terms of the unique setting and experience there, the scores are pretty good. And then we asked about some general conceptual willingness to pay questions for potential improvements to consider. And these included brief descriptions. And of the 5 that we tested, the 2 that are listed first are the ones that really generated the strongest amount of support. Building a facility to meet the community's indoor recreation needs, including an indoor pool, fitness center, track gym, and program space. 75% of the residents said, yes, I would support that. Now, we told them that this would likely, knowing that these would lead an increase in property taxes and/or program costs, would you support each of these items? Likewise, nearly 3/4 expressed support for preserving Depot Pond. So they're similar in terms of overall support, but most of the support for the rec center was strong, whereas most of the support for improvements or maintaining and preserving Depot Pond was not strong. And then for the other 3 items that we tested, renovating, expanding East Side, expanding the Depot Museum, and expanding West Main Community Park, residents were pretty divided on each of those. About as many opposed each of those as supported them overall. So again, when we do the analysis, we'll be able to identify who's more likely to support or oppose each of these. And then we did a follow-up question similar to what the questions we did on the needs assessment questions. If you had to choose one of these, which one would be the top priority? Half of the residents said an indoor rec facility, followed by 20% saying preserving Depot Pond. Now, it's important to note that about another 1 in 5 people said none of these are important. And so understanding who those people are will be part of our analysis as well. We also asked a follow-up question about the Depot Museum. And This was, it was very interesting to me that 34% of the residents said that they had never been to the Depot Museum. And another 38% said they hadn't been there in 3 or more years. So 3/4 of the community, even though we know they're on the river walk, they're walking near Peg Bond, they're walking near Depot Pond, it's a significant number who haven't been to the museum or haven't been there in a long time. We also asked what other recreational facilities, fitness facilities, places they go for those activities. Most of them mentioned something about other fitness options, and usually private fitness facilities. Export, Del Norte, River West came up most often, and then a lot of other private fitness options. It might be something that works with a number of people. Does Fermilab have a fitness facility for its employees? Yeah. So, or people have home gyms and just work out at home. And 50% also said they go to other parks agencies or the Forest Preserve District. Certainly, Fox Valley, Geneva, and St. Charles came up most often. The Vaughn Center is just pulling people out of the cave. And then finally, we wrapped up with some questions. I don't think I included in the slide here about how people get their information about Park District events, services, programs, facilities. The website and the printed guide come up most often, and they're also the most preferred channels. The one thing I will say about Batavia, which I think is great, is you have a very high level of social media usage for information compared to other park districts. Usually I'm seeing preferences for or usage of social media for information in the high single digits, low teens, and you're around 24%. So where the people are getting at least some of their information from social media. And I would be remiss if I did not include Neighbors of Batavia magazine. That is a big source of information. After your channels, 44% of the residents said they get at least some of their information about you from Neighbors of Batavia. When we asked which one they prefer the most, I'm sorry, but there's no getting rid of the printed guide. That was by far the #1 item. And I have to tell you, I heard somebody at one of your focus groups give a line about the guide versus the website that I've used at every presentation I've been to for other park agencies since. She said, it's the difference between buying and shopping. If I know what I want, if I know what I want to sign up for, I go to the website, I find it, I sign up for it, I'm done. If I'm shopping around, I'm going to the program guide. And I'm looking at it page by page, and I'm dog-earing. Oh, I see something on that page. Oh, I see something on that page. And then I go from there, which I thought was a very apt description of how those two channels might be used by some people. So, a lot of good news here, a lot of opportunities here, a lot of things to consider. And as I mentioned, we're digging into the data, and we'll be providing you a much more comprehensive look at the results come December. Any questions?
Art, any questions?
That's about what I'd expect.
Next month will be interesting to see.
I guess my initial feedback and takeaway is that, we've been working very, very hard since, 2006 to try to understand what the community would like us to do. And oftentimes, we have unfettered information to be able to make assessments and then try to talk to the community and have that dialogue. And I just think that oftentimes the community just doesn't have the time to immerse themselves in it as we do, and it's taking.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks for driving out. All right. So next item on the agenda is 13A, Capital Development Plan Progress Report.
Now you get to hear from me. As Allison showed you in her report, we did have the 2 rooftop units installed last Monday on the 13th. It was a really raw, chilly day, and those guys spent all day up there hooking those things up, and I really did not envy them at all. They did a wonderful job. Everything was up and running by the end of the day. We are very successful. We had quite a bit of rain after that, and there weren't any leaks on the floor, so that's really good. And my biggest barometer is none of the fitness ladies have yelled at me about whether it's cold or hot in there, so we're doing good there. After the end of this month, Elgin Sheet Metal will be turning their sights over on the Shannon Hall and begin the work on removing and replacing that old air conditioning system over there. 2 other things real quickly. Today in the mail I received a notice from a firm who has purchased the Cackert property. Remember the Cackert property? Cackert is property that is immediately south of Wind Energy Pass on the east side of Redant Road.
Yes.
Yeah. They came to the city back in 08 with an age-targeted, 55-plus, age-targeted multi-family dwelling kind of development. They are coming back. Apparently they were back in between, but we didn't hear about it. In between 08 and now, they are going back in for a land use review with the city to see if there is still support for that kind of a subdivision over there. It's 60 homes, 60 individual homes. It states on of 1,750 to 2,400 square foot dwellings to be called the Villas of White Oaks over there. We reviewed this back then. I have a whole file full of comments and stuff. It really hasn't changed at all. There will be, they are, interestingly, literally a half a block or a block from Wind Energy Park or our Payne Woods Park, but they can't walk directly to Payne Woods. They have to go around to that one. They can walk across Redant and up through the Stiers Court subdivision to Wind Energy. So there are 2 very nice neighborhood parks easily walkable for them, which is great. We were, the sentiment of the board at that time was simply to take land cash for that. Back then it was between $130,000 and $200,000. That's when it was $100,000 an acre. It's now $125,000 an acre. So we will see a little better return on our 8 or 9 year wait. And then last but not least, Allison and I will be heading over to the Historic Preservation Commission meeting next Monday night at 5:30 to, we are applying for our certificate of appropriateness to demolish 13 North and 27 North, the 2 homes over on our East Side Center property over there. We have to go through that whole process, and I'm putting together a script of information that I was told we probably need a little more support as to why we need more parking, and I don't think there's any reason to believe that we won't get it. We have a definite need. The information that Dean put together not long ago, and noting our increased use over there. So we will have a fun time with our friends at the HPC.
The operative word is the site is currently underparked.
Underparked. Okay, that's, all right. That's
the zoning word.
That's a zoning word? Underparked.
Underparked.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. I like that.
Buzzword.
And that is that.
And unfortunately, I will not be able to attend with you. I know you had mentioned to me, I have a meeting.
Oh, it's okay.
That evening at 7 o'clock down in Dalton,
Understood.
so
We'll represent.
I'm sure you will. Thanks, Jim. Next item on the agenda is new business 14A, approval of ordinance number 370, levying assessment and collection of taxes.
Director Gold?
Certainly, yeah. This is, there have been no changes to the estimation of tax revenues to be collected from last board meeting. This levy is an additional 3.6% over the extension from the prior year. We do that to capture the growth afforded to us under current legislation. We expect our property taxes to actually increase by 2.1%. There was talk at the state level about a property tax freeze. Thankfully, that did not pass. They will reconvene in January, and they may start conversations again, so it's something to be ever mindful of. But at this point in time, we believe it will have no impact on the 2017 levy and the 2018 budget.
Great. So I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 370, levying assessment and collection of taxes as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion? Shelley, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Riley.
Aye.
Dorsey.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is Fox Valley Special Rec. Any update or?
Actually, Director Huskin went in my place last time.
It was business as usual.
Excellent.
It was, sorry, forgot. It was business as usual. They went through a couple of updates for the, what are you guys going for? The
Distinguished accreditation.
Distinguished accreditation, exactly. Had a couple of policy updates, and that was it. We were in and out in just shy of 45 minutes.
Oh, and I can say that I attended the Northern Nights Tree Lights fundraiser from the Fox Valley Special Recreation Association, and while attendance was down, the numbers from their auction had skyrocketed.
Great.
So they're going to give us final results next month. We're at the end of this month.
Terrific. Great. Next item on the agenda is Batavia Parks Foundation. Any updates?
They have a meeting next Monday.
Next Monday.
Tom and Tara, are both of you going, or just one of you?
I'll be there.
Okay. So I think, Tara, you're the alternate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And they are looking for new board members. So if you're watching this at home, the Batavia Parks Foundation needs you. It's a wonderful philanthropic opportunity, a way to get involved in the community. And with the Bulldogs Unleashed fundraiser, it's all hands on deck. So.
Very good. Thank you. So the next item on the agenda is executive session. We have a need to go into executive session tonight? Okay. So I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session under 2C5 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act to discuss leasing, property, and land acquisition.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Dorsey. Shelley, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Dorsey.
Aye.
Riley.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. So we are going to go into executive session, and we do not have any other business to come before us after executive session, so we will immediately adjourn the meeting. So I want to thank you for sharing Tuesday night with us, and wish you and your family and the entire community a very happy Thanksgiving, and good luck to the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. And actually, feel free to, this is your ticket out, so you can pack up and you can head for home.